What's going on, YouTube? Claic Yuzolt back again with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius banner review. And we're covering the Nameless Gunner Jake or CG Jake banner. And I'm gonna tell you guys this is gonna be a disappointing banner review for you guys. I'm doing this here at the end of the stream I just had, so I'm really tired. So I hope I cover everything I can. However, I do know by looking at this at first glance that this banner is going to be somewhat disappointing to very disappointing for a lot of people. But let's get into it and let's see. I hope my mic makes it through because you guys remember what happened last time. So Riley coming in at a 3-star base, going up to 5-star job adventurer role buffer. Very, very sick looking, unique looking unit. I love the way. I wish Riley was the 5-star base. I mean, can you imagine coming in there with a pickaxe and you just being like, chaining it down? That would be awesome. His TMR is Pioneer Glove, Accessory Attack 20, Spirit 20, and then Mining Technique being increased attack 30% when equipped with a hammer. Pretty much hammer mastery. Now, this is a very unique TMR, but not one I'm looking to go into yet. And I'm not sure in the future, maybe you guys know, of when I really want to be hammer making a hammer time and going in there hard with the hammer. So I don't know, maybe you guys do. I do not. He has escape, which is very useful in times when you want to escape. But if you guys already have the rainbow jacket or the producer's jacket, you're going to have an escape on that. Going on down through his abilities, looks like he has random use abilities. Nothing too crazy there. Increased magic and physical stone monsters 10%. Returns to all allies. So I guess if you're fighting a stone monster, you could bring him in maybe in a 10-man trial and cast this. You get 10% more damage to stone creatures with your magic and physical. All right, Miner's Wisdom. And then we can see the abilities as we scroll down. Increased common item drop rate. So he does have Treasure Hunter, which is okay. Physical attack 4 times, ignore defense 50%, so 1 enemy. But that has its pickaxe blow. It looks like 22%. Like, this is just a joke. Increase 70% for 3 turns to all allies. Increase fire resist 50% 3 allies. Increase magic or lightning resist, defense or water, spirit or wind. Increase all elemental resist 40% 3 turns to all allies. It doesn't seem like any of these are too bad, but then at the same time, he's just not going to be able to stack up. He's not going to have the stats. Maybe he can find, again, he can find his uses in 10-man trial, but you're going to be like hoping it hits one of the ones, like if you need water resist, you're just going to be like, please roll the dice for water resist. It's just not the best. Has Libra, looking at the limit burst, physical fire damage 3.95 times with ignore defense 50% to all allies. Decreased defense 45%, not a high enough break either. So overall, not the best unit in the world, but goddamn does he look snazzy. Moving on to Camille, and now Camille getting her 6-star upgrade is going to be pretty sweet. We already knew her TMR was Aqua Blade. It lets you, it gets a dual blade stance. It has the water element attached to it. Attack plus 90. The dual blade allows you to, the use of one-handed swords in both hands, so dual-wield swords. And this was important for people who didn't want to use Brotherhood or didn't have dual-wield and they wanted that water element attached. The thing about Camille now is, though, is that she can now chain with, she can now chain with Camille. She can chain with, why can't I think of her name? Okay, she can chain with Tidus. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is she can chain with, I see her in my head. She has pink hair. She explore Eileen. She can chain with Eileen. Wow, that didn't take, I'm telling you guys, long day, stream, and then now making this video. Big brain, 200 IQ. Anyway, as you can see, Swift Tidal Attack, decreased water resist 50%, hits 12 times. This is the one that's going to be able to chain with Tidus. It's got a 22 start frame, 5, 5, 5, 5, and a 20 at the end. So if you need a chaining frame with Tidus, maybe at a 10-man trial, this is going to be your go-to girl. And then another thing is she has 7 hit with the 2 888, similar to Eileen. And it's also going to do a little bit of earth resist down on that ability as well. So, you know, the earth resist being down, I do believe Eileen does that on her own, but Tidus has to wait for his limit burst to be up. So if you're able to take advantage of the Swift Tidal attack, Swift Tidal attack, decreasing them by 50% is pretty damn good. Moving on to what else she got at 6-star. Anything else crazy? Increased spirit 50%, increased wind resist 70%, increased 80%. Add water element to physical attacks for 5 turns to cast her, so that's going to be on her. This one does not put up your water resist. But this wind resist 70% could be cool. Oh, and increase fire by 70%. And she does a little bit of a healing. All right, she's having her uses. She actually has resist on her own. 30% with equip with a sword. We're not really looking for her to be a big damage dealer, I don't think. I think it's just to make sure Tidus can chain up pretty well. Increased spirit and defense is poison. Let's look at this 6-star. Burying Slash. Physical damage 7.4. 7.4 times to all enemies. Decrease water and earth resist by 74% for 3 turns to all enemies. That earth resist down will be good for Eileen. That doesn't seem too bad. The water resist, we're not really looking to get her limit burst up. We're looking to get Tidus's up. So, overall, this character is very good. If you don't have a Camille and you're looking for a chaining partner with, again, your Eileen or your Tidus, very, very strong, budget-like friendly chainer with them. And you can take them into 10-man trials, and then boom, 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 you got some good chains going on. So, I do like Camille on this banner. It is double 3-star banner, which is really crazy to me. But hey, they do what they do. Double 3-star, I mean, I wouldn't even be mad getting Riley because he looks just like he has swag just dripping off of him. All right, so moving on to Ozetta, and a lot of people want to know about Ozetta. 4-star going up to 6-star base, and as you guys may have known if you've watched my videos, I did end up getting Knight Deleta's TMR. But if you haven't got Knight Deleta's TMR, here's a TMR for you for your tanks. Ozetta's armor, heavy armor, defense 65, and spirit 65. Now it's not as good, obviously, as the TMR coming from Knight Deleta, but it is a damn good TMR. I would rate this as being the TMR to go for of this banner so far. We'll get into the other ones, but I think overall, if you're pulling, this TMR is definitely worth farming up if you don't have Knight Deleta for your tank. A lot of good stats there to throw on the chest piece. So Ozetta is also a tank, and I think they start making FFBE characters look awesome, like characters that originally come from FFBE here, the origin FFBE, because this character also looks freaking amazing. Let's look down at what she can do. She's a tank. So we have a damage ability, doesn't really do anything. Mitigate damage taken 50% one turn to caster, so she can mitigate her own damage. Trustworthy aid. Heal 3,000 HP 9 times, split over 3 turns to allies. Not bad, not bad. Fire physical damage, decrease fire resist 40% for 3 turns. So she has an imperil. Okay. Defensively, this is a passive. Chance to protect one target ally from physical and magical damage 100% for 2 turns. No, it's not a passive. You have to cast it. Chance to protect one target ally. Okay, so I totally read that wrong. Let's go back and reread it. Defensive lead. You're going to be able to choose an ally that you want to cover, and you're going to be able to cover that ally with 100% chance against physical and magic damage for 2 turns. So, that seems okay, but you're only going to be able to cover one target ally. Unsure on that too much. Let's look at Mime Impregnable. Increased chance of being targeted 70% for 3 turns to caster. Mitigate damage 25%. Okay. Ooh, increased chance of being targeted 50%. All right. Okay. So this tank isn't looking out to be too bad. Increased 30%. Decreased encounter rate 25% if you're going after Bahamut. That's going to be good for you. Over caution hill when guarding, which is always nice. When equipped with a heavy shield and heavy armor, which you will, it gives you some defensive stats. Increased spirit 104% for 3 turns out of guys. Mitigate damage. You want that on a tank. You want that. That's the only thing Bosch kind of sucks is he does like fire damage, whereas you're actually going to be wanting to do the mitigate damage, the AoE damage mitigation on it. But it says for 1 turn to all allies. That's okay. That's pretty much basic. I thought it said for 1 turn to caster. I was going to be like, nah, it's not good. So overall, an okay tank. I mean, Warrior of Light's gonna, and Mystia, the AoE cover tanks are gonna be better here. This is a good single target, tank. I think it's, if you're talking about a single target tank, you're talking about Wilhelm, right? So this is like the little tiny Wilhelm, I guess you could say. Somebody in my chat said that too. So decent if you need a single target tank, if you need a tank, she's gonna be able to get it done for you, and she has a great TMR. So overall, she's looking like the star of the banner right now. But let's move on and see what else is going on. Pretty good unit. I thought it was going to be a little bit worse. Emperor Shera. Oh my god, it looks so cool. Chosen one is a TMR. Increases fires. It's a materia. Increases fire resist 20%. Increase attack 35% with equip with a sword. Increase attack 15%. So that's going to put it up to a 50%, right? 50% with a sword and light armor, and HP 10% when equipped with light armor. So let's see. Not bad. I mean, it's if you're equipping a sword. Maybe on Tidus? If you're using Brotherhood, but a lot of people are using fixed dice. I guess on any unit that's using a sword, this is pretty damn good. Pretty much gives you sword mastery. You have to have light armor on. But in most cases, you kind of are on these units anyway. And then you get an HP and an increased fire resistance by 20%. Not a bad TMR. Problem being is, who is the chosen one? Who is the chosen one? Who is wearing this this equipment right here? Maybe Fryevia? Maybe? If you're going for an attack build, I think most of the time we're building her magic, but hey, maybe. Fryevia with those enhancements. We're going to talk about later. They were leaked. I'm going to put this in that video too. A little bit of spoiler warning. We have a physical attacker support unit. I've heard that Emperor Shera is very good at 7 stars. Somebody in my Twitch chat told me that. Besides looking like a badass. But again, the problem is it's a double 5-star banner. You're going to have 2 of the Emperor Shera, and it's going to be a pretty good chaining 7-star, one of the stronger ones. But let's look at that on what they have offered to us right now. Can put the limit burst gauge to an ally. Physical damage 1.59 to all enemies. Increase fire resist 40% for 3 turns to allies. I really wish that they would update these. So I knew what the chain. I immediately went to the chain to see what the frames were, but it's not showing me. Increase limit burst fill rate 200% for 3 turns to caster. Increase the okay, so we have to look at this. Can fill up their own limit burst gauge. Can fill up another ally, so that's pretty nice. And it can also boost up our fire resist by 40%. Increase attack, defense, magic, and spirit break resist for 100%. Very strong ability. You know, we're always getting our attack, defense, magic, and spirit broken, so that's pretty good. Physical damage 4.8 times to one enemy. It's an 8 hitter. So I'm gonna move down here because I want to look at both chaining moves. Looks like it's gonna be a chainer, not a finisher, but I haven't gone through here. But we have 2 chaining moves. Let's move down here. Both 45. They love that 45 MP. I know I keep repeating that, but they love that number. Physical damage 4.2 times, so just a little bit less. Decrease fire resist 60% to one enemy. Now let's see if he has add fire element to attacks. Okay, so he can do that. Can he use throwing weapons? No, so can't do the fixed ice chaining with him, I guess. But has the ability to put it on himself, the fire element on himself with this move right here, and then he can decrease by 60%, which is actually a high number, and then be able to chain it out with 8. Increase defense and spirit 80% for 3 turns to all allies. Which doesn't matter, the 80% is not that big. I mean, there are users out there that are new who don't have the Soleil, Ramza, Lunera, or Roy, but that's pretty good if you don't have those. But then this is a 5-star unit, so we gotta judge this guy pretty hard. Increased fire resist 70% for 3 turns to all allies. So you're definitely casting. Oh my God, 72. Oh, I was about to say you're definitely casting this over this 20 MP one. I mean, I guess you are, but fuck, 72. Woo! Fire physical damage 3.2 times to one enemy. Add fire element to physical attacks for 5 turns to caster. So that's going to be the one where you put it on. And then you can do this and also do it by 50%. So fire physical damage 2 times to all enemies. So it's going to be an AoE fire resist down if you are needing that AoE. So that's actually pretty good. That will see its uses if you're not doing a single target fight, because this is only going to be to one enemy. So if you have some trash mobs you want to take down with fire too, this guy's all about the fire. Like Nyx. If we move on down, does have increased physical damage against, has some killers. Has demon, dragon, plant. Looks like he wants a sword, but I think if you're using this guy, can you equip great swords? I think you're going to try to put on, what was the sword called from the Brave Frontier collab? You're going to want to put that sword on because it has the fire element on, but he also has a katana, so you can put the fire element on his katana and then maybe put a sword in his hand for the sword mastery, maybe? I'm trying to think of the different builds we could do. But we could put the sword katana on there to give him the sword element. I mean, obviously, you don't have to have it because of he can add it to himself. But that gets rid of that turn where you have to add it. Moving on, we see recover MP 5% every turn. Increase HP by 30%. Increase attack 50% when equipped with a sword. So you're 80% right there with a sword. We got to throw a sword on him. Increase 50%. Increase attack and defense 20% when equipped with light armor. This guy looks like he wants the other TMR, the chosen one. It looks like we have found the chosen one. It's his own TMR! You gotta put it on him, dude. It seems good. Physical damage 4.7 times with ignore defense 50%. That's pretty big, and again, he can fill that up. So, what does that put it up to? A 9.4 times multiplier? Okay, inflict 3 random status elements. Mitigate damage taken 30% for 1 turn to all out. Whoa! This is pretty strong. That's a pretty good limit burst. And he also has the ability to fill it up. I don't think this guy's half bad, man. I don't think this guy's half bad. He seems actually quite decent. But he doesn't seem like he's top tier. It doesn't seem like he's top tier, but it definitely doesn't seem like a bad unit to get your hands on. Unless I'm missing something here. I mean, because we have access to a through Kamui's TMR to get a fire katana. Even if you don't have that, you can go ahead and throw one the fire elements onto himself, chain it up. I don't know. I don't hate him. 60% in peril. He has all these killers. I mean, I think he can dish out the damage. Plus, this limit burst is pretty sweet. So, overall, he seems very decent. He doesn't seem as bad as what I was thinking. However, again, not the strongest, right? Not the best TMR. Not the strongest 5-star base unit. Not the strongest chainer. Probably not the easiest chainer either. But I haven't, from what I've heard, very bad banner, right? Everybody in JP told me very bad banner. Everybody in Global's telling me very bad banner. So, but this guy looks like he might be a little bit of a, him in the 4-star might be, you know, good for mid-tier to newer players, you know, to not the veterans probably because you already have your chaining beast ready, but he doesn't seem that bad. He seems pretty good. I don't hate him. Moving on, we're going to go to the CG units. Nameless Gunner Jake. Now, why is his name Nameless Gunner? Somebody's asked me this when his name is in the name. Nameless Gunner Jake. So maybe I'm missing something there. We have ABS ring. Let's look at this TMR. Accessory, 25 defense, 25 spirit, and absorber. Chance to absorb MP 30% from one enemy, from enemies, spells taken. Chance to counter physical attacks 30% with absorber. So maybe I gotta click on absorber to learn. Is that what absorber is? Absorber is increased limit burst gauge by 3. So chance to counter physical attacks 30%. Fill up your limit. Maybe put this on the tank. When you get hit by enemy magic spell, you'll gain the MP used to cast the spell. Okay. Special abilities that deal magic damage do not count. They have to be proper magic spells. All right, so yeah, maybe this goes on a tank. A counter tank. You put it on Wilhelm, he gets smacked around a lot. And then he just gets a bunch of MP back and then starts like getting his limit burst up so he can cast his mitigation. Like, but then again, this is I don't know. This TMR doesn't seem that amazing to me. It seems good, but it doesn't seem out of this world. It doesn't seem insane. So, I mean, it's going to have its uses. If you have it, maybe you farm it up, and maybe, you know, if there's a trial where you get smacked around a lot, you know, you need that MP back, you need the limit burst fill rate. But a lot of the times, you're not allowing anybody to get smacked around beside your tank anyway. So, unless you're running one of them like Noctis, Illusionist Nicole, well, then you're dodging, but then you could counter back, right? You counter back and you build up Noctis's limit burst gauge, cast his limit burst gauge. If you're into that kind of stuff, this might be good for you, because max 1 turn. Okay, never mind. I thought I could keep going. So it's max a turn. You're getting 3. Never mind. You know, we were just brainstorming. All right. So not the best TMR in the world. I wouldn't say terrible, but not the best. All right. Moving down. What makes CG Jake so bad? Why does everybody say he's the worst CG unit? He should have had global buffs like CG Lastwell did. Well, what's wrong with him? He's got escape. Look at his damaging abilities. He has a lot of chaining abilities. Look at all these different chains. Right, you can chain it up. But let's look at these modifiers. 3.6, 2.5, not very strong. 2.5, very weak. That's like Chizuru levels when she first came out. Decrease attack and magic 45%, so he can break by 45% to one enemy. Enables access to the following ability, Breakdown. So, access to the following ability for 1 turn, Breakdown. Let's see if we can find Breakdown. There it is. Yeah, so if we use Break Style Plus, we get Breakdown. 2.5 again. 45 for 3 turns? Wait, is it the same move? I guess. It's the same move, but then we get Last Shot and Fatal Barrage. So you cast Break Style. Then you have to cast almost the same move again, but it's called Breakdown. And then we get Last Shot and Fatal Barrage. What were they thinking with these modifiers? Look at these modifiers. I mean, you guys can see this, right? We got an 8-hitter that does 2 times, 50%, you double that, that's a 4 times to all enemies, which takes 2 turns to get it ready, if I'm not wrong. Okay, activated by these other abilities too. But Breakdown is that one. Sorry, I've been playing DDR. Breakdown's one of my favorite songs. I almost started saying that. Last Shot. Physical damage 2.7 times. With an ordnance 50%, so it's about a 5 point, what is that? 5.15, 30? 5.3, I guess? You guys know how bad my math is. I use my 200 big brain. It's a 1-hitter. That's not even good for finishing. So overall, you don't want to be doing the Breakdown, Last Shot, Fatal Barrage. So let's see what else he has to offer. Physical damage 1 point times all enemies. Woo! Now we're talking about damage. Decrease fire resist 50% to 2 turns to all enemies. Add fire element to physical attacks 2 turns to the caster, so we can add it. And then he also gives Last Shot and Fatal Barrage. Problem being is, even though he adds fire resist and decreases the fire resist, he has a 1 times, like, I know these are right, but if you didn't know and you were on this wiki, you'd be like, oh, they just haven't put the numbers in. They just put 1 point times a filler. That is disgusting. And as you can see as we go down, he sure as hell always has 1 times. What is this unit? But he can imperil by 50% and add the element to himself for ice, fire, lightning, and light. Problem being is, most of these users do that on their own. Lightning resist, maybe, but I don't think so. I think most people you want to chain lightning with probably do it on their own. So you can't even use it as being like, he's here to imperil, because Ace does it better. Ace does 3 of these for 75%. So what is this? Did they just think I'm going to make CG Jake and not even work on him? Because that's the way it looks right now. Like, why are you giving him 1 point times? What are you scared of? Square Enix, when you created this guy. Increase limit burst gauge 20 to caster. Okay, maybe. Hey, force charge. Maybe we weren't looking at this too much. Increase limit burst gauge 20 to caster. That's a lot of damn crystal. Increase limit burst fill rate 100% for 3 turns to caster. If used after force charge, which is the same ability, name changes to cool force. Increase limit burst gauge 20 to caster. Increase attack break resist 100% 2 turns to caster. So he's not going to be able to have his attack broken down if he uses this after using force charge. So he force charges up, gets 20%, and then 100% limit burst fill rate, and then he cool forces 20 fill rate up. So it's 20 crystals, I do believe is how that works. And increases attack break resist 100%, so he can't have his attack broken. And then I'm just going to go straight to his limit burst. We'll talk about, he has very little of this. Go to his limit burst. This must be his big thing. Physical damage 7.2 times, goes up to a 14.4 times mod with to all enemies. So 14.4, that's not bad. That's not bad. Decrease attack and defense 99% for 2 turns to caster. So he just goes he goes all out, and then he literally lowers his attack and defense by 99% for 2 turns to caster. So he destroys himself in the process of doing, I would say, mid-tier finisher damage. Mid-tier. Also, you need to cast force charge twice to be able to cast this 40 limit burst crystal rate. That just seems, it sounded like we were building up to something cool. I thought this was going to be it, and it's not. His limit burst does do a lot of damage, but the question is, can you get him high enough attack to be able to, that damage to be worth it? And then, I mean, it's 14.4, like, hold on. They can't put throwing weapons on, so who the fuck cares? Nope. Like, he can imperil, he can self-imbue all these fucking elements and imperil them, but he can't even do the fixed dice shit because he can't even put throwing weapons on. So who cares? That's bad. I'm sorry, guys. And if you like CG Jake and you think he's amazing, I'm not shitting on Jake. I think he's a funny character. I think he's a cool character in the story. But they did him wrong when it comes to CG, and I'm going to have to be honest so people don't waste their money. Decreased chance of being targeted by 50%. Nice. Increase HP 30%, increase limit burst fill rage by 1 per turn. So he's just going to get 1 limit burst per turn on his own. Pretty sweet. Increase attack 110% for 2 turns when HP drops below 50%. Increase defense when it drops below 20%. Oh my god. You've ticked me off now. You've ticked me off. That's not, I wish that was on other units. That's fucking good. I mean, it's because sometimes you're only buffing by 100%, but then you get to the whole Soleil. It goes up a little bit higher. You get to the Roy, eventually it gets a little bit higher. But that's pretty cool passive, but it's wasted on this unit. Increase HP defense 30%, auto heal 120 HP, 0.6 times per turn, whatever. Has dual wield and has gun mastery, but it's just going to be wasted on a unit. I mean, he has amazing passes, it looks like. I'll show you my guts. A lot of people made fun of that because normally it's like, I'll show you my guts or my courage. That's what it should be. I'll show you my courage or something like that. I'll show you my guts. You know, get his stomach sliced open and his guts come out. Like, I'll make sure you see those because I'm so weak. Chance to ignore fatal damage 100% when HP is above 30%. Again, one of the best passes in the game. Wasted on this unit. So, I did not know everything about CG Jake. I just heard he's very, very bad. And after reading about him and his TMR and all of his abilities, he sure lives up to that standard. I would say Nameless Gunner Jake is fucking super bad. And I don't get me wrong, Jake is an awesome character, but this banner, if this guy is your leading role, okay, so I just want to get this straight, and I'm going to say this to everybody. I will not be streaming tomorrow. I think I need to make a couple more videos, because I need to catch up on YouTube. I'm a little bit behind. But I'm not doing my normal nightly stream pull video, because I'm not pulling for him. I wanted to collect all the CG units, so what I'm going to hope is Nameless Gunner Jake pops out of maybe a rainbow ticket, or out of a random daily pull. I will do my dailies, just to try to get him, but I am not pulling on this banner. I would say I would probably pull a little bit on this banner if I didn't already have the TMR that Ozetta, you know, the whole Night Deleta thing would be a little bit better. Emperor Shera doesn't seem that bad. Maybe for, like, again, Ozetta and Emperor Shera seem like starting out, maybe going into, like, medium tier counts where you don't have all the greatest units in the world. Camille seems spicy, but I already have her. And then Riley just seems like you'd get him for the swag and maybe hammer mastery later. So overall, who's pulling on this banner? I'd say no one. Save your money, man. I have heard a couple of things we're going to talk about in a minute that maybe you want to be spending your lapis on your tickets. You can do dailies if you want, but there's no reason. It's going to be a story event, so you don't even have to worry about a King Mog event like we did with the Final Fantasy X Part 2 banner. Not a good banner at all, guys. But now I want to show you guys, for the people who don't know or haven't seen it, the Fryevia and the Xon enhancements have been leaked on Reddit through data mining, so I'm going to show you guys those now. Alright, so here's what I was talking about when it came to the data mining that we found, thanks to Nazta over on the Reddit. It looks like it might be Sidious. Sidious. Yeah, Sidious might have done this. I thought it was Nasta. Well, thank you so much, Sidious, over on Reddit. Maybe Nasta and Sidious worked together, or maybe Sidious did it on his own. Probably not even saying the name right, but I hope I am, so thank you so much. But if we look here, data mining, as always, you can check all this on Reddit. Sometimes they have it up, and sometimes they don't. It's normally under the whole global maintenance quick peek kind of thing. The one things I want to point out is it does say Dragon Quest, and it talks about 2 new sets of milestones being added, around the Dragon Lord Challenge and the Monster Carnival Elite. They're thinking this could be Dragon Quest coming as a collab to Global. So for all you Dragon Quest fans out there, I'm giving you a little bit of hope, but we don't know yet till it comes out. Then, I like this right here. It says, someone put blah ha 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 right below the login bonus. This is just random text. It doesn't mean anything, but I thought it was funny. Blah ha ha. Ah ha ha, Titus. Going on down, it looks like here are the enhancements. All right, guys, so we're going to talk about these real quick. Duelist Post. Boost magic increase high, so we're going to be able to get a lot more magic increased on Fryevia. Boost attack, magic, defense, and spirit when equipped with a sword. So we're going to have a sword, and we're going to have our own TMR. Boost attack and magic when a single weapon is equipped in both hands. So what that does is, and they talk about it right here, the enhancement +2 adds a new mastery and changes her DH into true double hand. But I still don't see us using her as true double hand. There probably may be some cases where you can make an argument for it, but her chaining with another Fryevia with her Frostflower Blitz is going to be damn strong, as always, so that's what we're going to be looking to do. But it looks like they added in the true double hand just in case we wanted to have an icy finisher, I guess. We can see about that. Cold and Confident, boost HP and boost ice resist increased low. Boost HP increase mid, boost ice resist increase mid. So this is just going to be one of those things where she gets more ice resist and gets more HP, making her a little bit tankier. Second intention, boost damage amount great, boost damage amount great, boost damage amount after using Ice Saber or Frost Flower Blitz. So second intention is going to be able to do a more damage, great and great. I don't know, I think great would be better than high. I can't remember the whole global terms, but I think great should be better than high, right? But it looks like second intention is going to get a huge damage boost, and if you use Ice Saber or Frost Flower Blitz first, it's going to do even more damage. So it may be an option we look into when we go through our damage rotation. We're going to have to see what these multipliers are. They actually don't have them here, but it is showing us what it would show us on that page as we scroll on down. And this is the big one, guys. Frost Flower Blitz, boost damage amount great, which is, again, if it's better than high, that's awesome. Boost damage amount great again, boost ice resist reduction high. So that's going to be excellent. That's double great, and then puts the ice reduction down. So the ice imperil she does is going to be amazing. We're using Frostflower Blitz as her main ability there, which is what we wanted. I wanted to see more ice resist down and more damage on Frostflower Blitz. It looks like she gets a little tankier. Duelist Pose gives her more magic. She's getting more magic from that, and maybe second intention may be put into the rotation depending on how high the whole multiplier is. I think Fryevia is going to be a monster. So all you Fryevia people out there that kind of had her on the bench, was playing with other units, get ready to dust her off because they did her right with these greats, and highs. I don't know what that means. Maybe the ice reduction goes to 75% right there. That would be amazing. So Fryevia, pretty good enhancements as long as the multipliers end up being good. And then we have Xon right here. Yeah, you guys can see him. Master Thief, +1, boost drop rate of items from enemies, boost gil obtained from enemies. So you're actually going to be able to improve Master Thief, which is phenomenal. It's making Xon like the go-to unit, which he already was, the go-to unit for taking when you're farming, taking when you're trying to get enhancement materials, or ability awakening materials, when you're trying to get gil, when you're trying to get drops. He's going to be the guy you're going to want to enhance that. Desperate Strike, boost chance of landing critical hit. Don't really care about this. At least I don't. Boost chance of landing critical hit, disables attack and defense from being reduced after activation. Yeah, I don't really care about that, I don't think. Now, I may be overlooking that, but I'm just not going to talk about it until it comes out. Twist of Fate. Boost turns in effect low, so it's going to allow that, when it takes the buffs from the enemy and gives it to yourself, it's going to allow that to stay on a little bit longer. Boost resist to reductions to attack, defense, magic, and spirit for all allies. So, he's going to be able to cast Twist of Fate, take the enemy's buff, put it on yourself, make it last a little bit longer, and then, for the people out there who've been using him, and then you're not going to be able to get broken. Your attack, defense, magic, and spirit aren't going to be able to be broken. We don't know what that resist is. If it's 100%, goddamn, Xon. Goddamn, you're strong. And there's a little bit of play with Xon. I don't know if you guys have learned about it, but I think it's going to be patched. Where essentially, you have Reflect, you cast Re-Raise on yourself, and puts it on the enemy. After it's on the enemy, Xon steals it, and it gives AoE re-raise to everybody on command. So you'd have to have somebody like Marie, or you could use Carbuncle, but Marie would be on the command. So cast up Reflect, cast a re-raise on her, it bounces to the enemy. I think is how this works. Then Xon steals it and gives it to everybody. So I don't know, if that stays untouched, that's going to be pretty fucking broken if you have Marie's on and then somebody who can cast re-raise, but that's pretty good. So, overall, shitty banner. This week in FFBE, not that exciting. I mean, I'm going to be down to do the Final Fantasy X trial, of course. Final Fantasy X. But the whole Jake thing, not too much. Jake banner, I ain't even pulling for it. I ain't even streaming it. But these enhancements look tasty, don't they? So that's pretty exciting. But if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you're most excited about. I don't know, just talk about something. Tell me about CG Jake, and if he's better than I think he is. Talk about Fryevia if you're excited and how broken Xon's gonna be. And then subscribe for future content. We'll catch you guys in the next video.